All right, let's take a closer look at the members area. So we could select a group from this menu. This is a development area, so there's all sorts of messy stuff going on. However, we can click on a group that's in our organization and filter down to members that are just in that group. I'll just go back up to the top level of this particular example organization. Now we've got a couple of options here. We can search for members. So we've got a whole bunch of people with that particular last name. We can apply filters. So we can search for names beginning with J. There we go. We can switch that, or we can click the clear filters, and what that does, it will clear the selection in here, but it won't apply it yet until I click actually apply filters, and then we're back to the full list. The forms filters, there will be more filters added to this as we go. At the time of recording, we've got the A to Z, we've got these ones here and the form filters. So the way the form filters work is if I were to select a form and then apply, what it will do is we'll show members who have been invited or requested to fill in a form, and it tells us here the status. So these particular people haven't filled in that form yet, and these people with the green tick, they have filled in that form. So we clear that filter and we'll apply a significant health issue filter. So if we click apply now, these are members that have got a significant health issue. So if I open this particular person up, so to view their profile information, all I've done is just click on them, and if we scroll down, we can see that this particular person's got a bleeding disorder. Now at the time of recording this video, this safety alerts feature is still being built, but this is where the more in-depth information about these conditions will be displayed. So I'll just click away from this pop-out area just to get rid of it, and I'll clear these filters now. Clear filters and apply, so I'm back to everybody. So this is the card view, which is this one that's selected here, or we've got a list view option as well with a few columns there with information. Here we've got an add member button. What that will do is that will manually add a member to your organization. One of the ways in which members will be added is if they complete a registration form or some sort of public form that you have created and given them access to fill in. And when they fill it in, if they don't already exist in your organization, they will be added as a new member. However, you have the option to directly add a member manually by clicking this button here. You'll put in their name, Johnny, new member, and you can select what groups you would like this person to be a part of. It's remembered the groups I selected last time that I manually added somebody. I'm happy with that, that will do. And I can put in here the parent or guardian's name. So we'll call it Johnny's dad, and put in their email address. And we just click add new member. And now this one, because we've manually added them, is a locally managed profile, and so we have the option to edit any of these areas if we so choose. However, the email address that I included down the bottom of that form, that person has now received a notification that I have manually created a person, a member in the organization, and invited them to take the ownership. So if I go back to my account now, I'll see here that Pathfinders has requested care information for Johnny, new member. These will be reworded. Again, this is the development area at the time of this recording. that needs to be reworded. But what this is asking me to do is to take ownership of that profile so that I become the one as the parent now who owns that profile, keeps it up to date. So if I take ownership, now Johnny new member has been added to my profiles that I manage. I can come in here and I can edit Johnny's details. So let's give Johnny a date of birth, which can be whichever date we so choose. And I'll go back to the admin area. We can see Johnny new member there. If I open up Johnny new member, we can see there now that the date of birth is in there, and I can no longer as a staff member edit this person because it is owned. This profile is now owned by the parent who accepted that invitation to take ownership. In the case of when a member is automatically added through filling out a registration form, that is the parent who would be doing that, and so the ownership of the profile will just happen automatically. Now I can click on one of these members and hold, and then it will select it and pop up this menu. I can select by manually clicking on different ones that I want, or I could click here and select all of them. I can now click here to clear the selection, click and hold, and select whichever ones I need. And then there's a few options here with different actions that can be formed on the selected members. At the time of recording, these are the options available. For example, I can click on export selected members. At the moment, our export just generates a printable list, printable view like this here. Now you can either print that, or you can use the inbuilt save as a PDF feature and click save, and then those particular profiles, Johnny new member and manually added and Jimmy boy, will be exported. All right, so that's this view dealt with. We can click on one of these members to view their profile. So here we can see information that has been put in. In this case, no medical contacts or emergency contacts have been added. This one will show up later since the time of this recording. So that's the profile information. Then we've got form responses. So this is forms that have been completed by this for this member. We have an audit trail coming and injury reports. So we've got an injury report in place there. We could add a new one. I'll just open this one up to view it. So I've just thrown in some dummy information there. We've marked where injuries occurred, filled in various information all the way through, and then clicked on submit. We have private notes, so we can easily add a private note here. Test, save the note, and then it's added the note to their membership record. We can view the groups that this person's a member of, and we can edit those if we so choose. So we can make this person now a member of that group there, click save. We can upload action plans that will be available after the time of this recording, and as will this one here. Up here we've got a export profile option, which currently at the time of recording does the exact same thing as print. So that will generate a printable view, much the same as we've just seen before, just of this profile, and then we can click save as PDF. We can also click on this little email icon to send a message by typing in the subject. Whatever we want to put in here, we can do headings, we can do bolds and italics, etc. Add an attachment and send the email. Well, that concludes the main features and things we can do inside the members view.